The English novel begins behind bars. The story of the English novel begins in a place of hardship, behind prison bars. In the 17th century, a man named John Bunyan found himself imprisoned because of his religious beliefs. But instead of allowing imprisonment to silence him, Bunyan transformed his experiences, his faith, and his imagination into one of the most influential works in English literature. That work was The Pilgrim's Progress. John Bunyan was a Puritan dissenter. He began his literary life as a preacher and writer of sermons. His language was direct, powerful, and remarkably close to everyday speech. But his greatest achievement came when he turned his spiritual ideas into a story. The book begins with one of the most memorable openings in English literature. Bunyan writes, "As I walked through the wilderness of this world, I lighted on a certain place. The narrator discovers a lonely place, lies down, falls asleep, and begins to dream. And from that dream emerges the extraordinary journey of a man named Christian. The opening is simple, but it immediately creates a feeling of mystery. Where is this wilderness? Who is the sleeping man? And what is about to happen inside his dream?" The answer becomes one of the greatest allegorical adventures ever written. Bunyan wrote much of The Pilgrim's Progress while he was imprisoned in Bedford County Gaol. The word den, used in the opening, refers to a kind of hiding place or prison. His imprisonment was connected to the religious conflicts of his time. During a period of intense persecution, Bunyan refused to stop preaching according to his beliefs. He was arrested and imprisoned. Yet behind those prison walls, his imagination remained free. This is one of the fascinating paradoxes of literature. A man can be physically imprisoned while his imagination travels farther than any prison could contain. Bunyan's experience also has an interesting connection with another great writer. Miguel de Cervantes, the author of Don Quixote, is traditionally associated with conceiving his famous work during imprisonment. In both cases, confinement became connected with extraordinary literary creation. But The Pilgrim's Progress is more than the story of its author. It is the story of Christian, a man who discovers that the world he lives in is filled with danger, temptation, uncertainty, and suffering. Christian begins his journey carrying a heavy burden. He wants to discover the truth and reach the celestial city. But the road ahead is far from easy. He encounters the Slough of Despond, a place representing despair and hopelessness. He passes through Vanity Fair, a world of temptation, distraction, and false values. He climbs toward the Delectable Mountains, where the journey offers moments of beauty and hope. Along the way, Christian meets unforgettable companions and enemies. Faithful becomes his loyal companion. Hopeful later joins him. Together, they face dangers that test their courage, their beliefs, and their determination. The story keeps moving because every stage of the journey creates another challenge. And that is one reason the book remains so readable. It is not simply a religious lesson. It is an adventure. There are enemies to overcome, difficult decisions to make, dangerous places to cross, and powerful characters who represent different qualities of human nature. Among them are Mr. Worldly Wiseman, Lord Hatgood, Mr. Standfast, and Mr. Valiant for Truth. These names may sound unusual to a modern reader, but they reveal Bunyan's method. His characters are not simply people. They represent ideas. A name can tell us something about the character before the character even speaks. In this way, Bunyan created a world where abstract ideas became human beings. Fear could speak, temptation could persuade, courage could stand firm, and truth could become from one generation to another, from one country to another, from one reader to another. And perhaps that is the greatest achievement of John Bunyan. A man who spent years behind prison walls created a story that escaped those walls completely. His body was confined, his voice was restricted, but his imagination could not be imprisoned. And centuries later, readers are still following Christian along that dangerous road. They still recognize the fear of the Slough of Despond. They still understand the temptations of Vanity Fair. They still hope for the destination beyond the mountains. Because beneath its religious symbolism, The Pilgrim's Progress tells a timeless human story. It is the story of a person searching for truth. It is the story of courage in the face of fear. It is the story of continuing forward when the road becomes difficult. And that is why John Bunyan's masterpiece continues to matter. Its story is powerful. its characters are unforgettable. Its language is remarkably clear, and its central journey still speaks to readers centuries after it was written. A prisoner created a world without walls, and that world became one of the enduring classics of English literature.